Hi friends, I am Franny of Shine with Franny, and I am so excited to be sharing this total major mishap that I had. I'm actually going to call a series Monumental Mishaps because I make mistakes all the time. And let me just tell you, I'm a total OCD person. I mean, like I have things color-coded and organized alphabetically. Don't even get me started on my closet or my spices. But I want to share something with you as an entrepreneur because I think it's really important, especially when we first start out. As I just mentioned a second ago, when I first started out, I would just belittle myself and berate myself because I would make the smallest mistake. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, what are they going to think? What are they going to think? And I would freak out and, I would send an email and it would go to the wrong person, or I wouldn't make it so it was a blind carbon copy. I mean, there were just so many little things that I did in the beginning that I just laugh about now. At the time, I lost sleep and it caused me some major grief and anxiety. But I want to tell you about something that I just did. Now, I started my business in 2014. So here it is now, depending upon when you're watching this on YouTube, but it is 2020. And just the other day, so today, 2 days ago, I sent an email to a group of my list. I have about 1,600 people on my list. And if you use MailChimp or a lot of different servers, the CRMs will allow you to put in quotes and to do this like special little field where you can put someone's first name. So I, unfortunately, actually put the exclamation point on the inside of the bracket. Therefore, it didn't actually populate the field with their name. But guess what it did? It just said, hi, first name, with an exclamation point, or F name, because it's first name and then L name is last name. So with that being said, all of my list got this email that said, hey, F name, exclamation point. I'm like, you've got to be kidding. And then as I went through, and here's the thing, I was so excited to get this information out to people because I had an idea for a focus group, which I would invite you to join in if you want. I actually have just a little survey that I created in Google Forms that I'd love to share this with you too, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But with that being said, so I wanted to get this information out to people, so I was super excited. So guess what I did? I went ahead and I completed the email. I read through it, but you know how like in your own head, like you forget that I forgot to put the I before the T for the word it. And then I forgot an apostrophe and just like little things. They were the smallest, most simple grammatical errors. I taught fifth grade for a long time, fifth grade English and middle school English. So that was like amateur hour for me. So I need to tell you, like I opened up the email and I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? But here's the message that I want to share with you, right? I sent that to my list of 1,600. I had so many responses to that email that they were interested in being part of my focus group. So the thing that I want to say to you is that your audience, especially your warm traffic, they're totally going to be forgiving. They're totally going to love you. And so I think that so often, like in the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh. And of course, then I didn't have the credibility. I've written thousands of blogs and things like that now. So people know, and they've come to expect, especially if you watch me on Facebook or whatnot. I mess up all the time. In this video, I'm messing up big time. But with that being said, I want to share a couple little nuggets with you. And the first one I want you to know is that done is always better than perfect. You've done it. You put yourself out there. You've said, you know what, I'm going to send an email to my list. And even if it's 1,600 people, now I'm not saying you send out like, complete and utter crap, right? But missing a comma, missing an apostrophe, forgetting a letter, and putting the field, putting the exclamation point on the inside of the field. Those are simple errors. Yes, they're amateur hour errors. I totally apologize. But I say all that because I want to encourage you to just go ahead and start. I still want you to go ahead and just do something, so it could be the smallest little step that's going to get you. Maybe it's just simply picking up the phone and calling someone or texting someone, especially if it's in your cold traffic. Sometimes that could be a little bit daunting, but you have to do it. You have to start somewhere. I know that I have friends who work at Edward Jones, and I know a lot of other companies do this as well, not just Edward Jones, but they have to meet with 50 people a day. Connect with, reach out to 50 a day, right? That's way more than one an hour, way more. You do the math. I'm not going to go ahead and try to figure that out. So done is better than perfect is what I want to, leave you with, as one little nugget. The next thing I want you to know is just to start. You can all start somewhere and pick one thing that you're going to start with, right? For me, it was an email. For some of you, it might be, getting your Etsy shop or your Amazon things, or maybe you're going to go ahead and throw something up on Facebook Marketplace. Just put yourself out there, start. Don't sit there and think, oh, I'll wait till tomorrow or whatever. I've done that with these YouTube videos for years and years and years. My friend Stephanie, shout out to her. She has been telling me for years, video is where it's at. Video is where it's at. And I love talking. Like I'm just doing this as a random stream of consciousness right now. And I could probably talk for 25 minutes. Who are we kidding? I could talk for hours. So with that being said, like I have been so afraid of starting because I'm like, oh, I don't have the right equipment. Oh, I don't have, the backdrop or blah, blah, blah. Although my little couch back there is pretty cute with my mermaid pillow. This is my mermaid room. And maybe one day we'll make a YouTube video out about that. So the last thing that I want to leave you with is, well, I actually have two more things I like. The one thing I want to leave you with here in regards to research, and I don't have all the, the data specifically from the actual article, but in the New York Times, this was years ago, and a friend of mine sent it to me because I was beating myself up and I was like so upset with myself about sending, a mistaken email. And so she sent me this email, and she is in marketing, and it was all about the New York Times and how they talked about how people are really forgiving. And that when they get your emails, they're actually not, or they're, your articles, for example, in the New York Times, whether it be, in print media or whether it be something that you're getting in, an online article or whatnot, people are really forgiving because everything has to be so real time. Like the news is so real time. And, they have to they write in a way that it's not like the highest ed, even if it's New York Times or Wall Street Journal, they're still writing at a lower level, grade school level. I hate to say that. I won't even tell you what grade school level. But people are so much more forgiving because everything is so real time. Everybody wants things so quickly and so fast that they're willing to go ahead and overlook the commas or the apostrophes or the, dotted I or whatnot, right? Or the exclamation point, pardon me. So with that being said, like know that people, right, are going to love you because you're you. Like that's the most important part. And the other thing is you're starting, you're going to build up confidence and courage when you try one thing. All right, now, so here's my last thing that I told you I was going to mention earlier. If you want to get part of my focus group, what I decided was so many people are reaching out to me, and I'm going to launch my ebook this Friday. Woo woo. So I can't wait to tell you more about that. So that's actually going to be the 28th. And I intentionally planned that because it is a leap year. So again, no matter when you're watching this video, February 29th, 2020 is a leap year. And so I'm going to launch it on Friday because I'm taking a huge leap. I was let go from my job just February 10th. And so I'm taking this huge leap and kind of reinventing myself as an entrepreneur. And I'm super excited about that. And I'll be telling you all more about that. But with that being said, I talked about the launching of my book, and so many people email me like, hey, can you tell me about this? And hey, what are you doing for this? And so all of a sudden I just started like sharing information. And I was like, wait, other people might want to know about this. Like, let me see what kind of like quantitative data I can gather from this. And so I went ahead and I just created a quick little Google form. So if you're interested, that you're going to put that right here below this in this description here. I'm going to put the link to that, and you can just go ahead and sign up and put your information in there so I can collect that data from you and I can know what your thoughts are about writing your own book. Have you been afraid to write your own book? Who are some of the authors that you follow? Why do you like, is there a certain book that you like? Why do you like it? What's prohibiting you if you aren't interested in writing a book? What's been keeping you from doing that? Is it resources? Is it fear? Is it no one's going to buy it? Blah, blah, blah. So you've got lots of different questions to answer. It should take you no more than 3 to 5 minutes. It's, simply a multiple choice for most of them. There's a few that you have to fill in the blanks for, but I'd love to hear from you guys about that. But more importantly, besides, responding to something that I put out there, I want you to start doing what you need to do to get to your next step in your goal, right? So you know what your goal is, you know what your business adventure is, you know what you are excited, and jazzed to bring to this world that only you can offer. So how can we go ahead and get you started on that today? And that's how you start. You just start, you get up and you go, guys. All right. So much love, so much gratitude for you guys. Thanks so much for staying with me, tuning in. Go ahead and make some comments below if there's something that helped you today. Share some data, share some research, and of course, go ahead and sign up for the little focus group here for soon-to-be, wannabe authors. All right? Much love to you guys. Have a great day.